Good morning, beautiful souls. My name is Carmen Benton, intuitive coach and energy healer, and I help women find balance and stop living in autopilot. And today I am so honored to have here my friend and mentor, Fatou Pruitt, and she is the founder of Flow to Bloom, Master Geolove Healer, and Dreamporting Practitioner in the art of Dreamporting, Alchemy, Constellation, and Timeline Shifting, also a Seer Activator, Quantum Shifter, and Hypnotherapist. Whew, that's a lot, my love. She made the list of the top 10 industry leaders in 2022 in the Economic Journal and Health Daily. Fatou has hosted a spiritual retreat in Egypt and helped facilitate as a master healer, energy healer certifications, which I have, events and manifestation retreats online in various centers in the United States. She was born in Southern Africa, and she has had the opportunity to see all aspects of life can offer and has learned under the wings of so many masters, healers, and mentors in the Northern Hemisphere. In her 3D world, she enjoys sparkles, as you can see, traveling, books, and she has a book coming up. We're going to probably talk about that. And a glass of good champagne with friends. Yes, girl. But truly what makes her heart sing is connecting with Mother Gaia and spirits from different dimensions and realms. Fatou is on a mission to empower all souls to find their energetic blueprint, and her personal challenge is to activate 1 billion souls before she leaves this dimension. And I just have goosebumps everywhere. And I have to tell you, everybody, that she has changed my life in so many beautiful ways. And I am so honored and blessed to have you here with me. Welcome.
Thank you. Wow, what a wonderful intro. And I'm actually blushing hearing you read all this because we get to co-create and you get to be part of those billion souls that will impact the planet as we ascend and evolve into our highest version of ourselves and whatever segment of our life we're in.
Absolutely. I am one of those billion souls, and everyone I touch will be part of the billion souls as well. Today I'm so excited because I was talking. Fatou was the first person I told about this living intentionally theme, and I am so excited to be talking with her today for your enlightenment and benefit about how to tap into the innermost part of yourself so you can discover your purpose. Because I find that a lot of people are always like, well, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? How do I find my purpose? And it's such a pounding question, and it could be hurtful if you don't know how to get an answer for that. So let's talk about that for a second. Like, what, with all your experience and all the contrast between, your 3D world life and the beautiful, spiritual life that you have, what would you say people need to start doing to be able to tap into their inner self to find what are they supposed to be doing here?
Yeah, I really just feeling into the question, and from the vantage point that I am at, what really happens is that there is like some chaos, confusion, or trauma, or just kind of I'm fed up, or there's gotta be more to life than this. So there's kind of a frustration to where you start asking that question within you. Sometimes it could be out loud, sometimes it could be in the mirror, sometimes it's you join a group and you're like, I want to find my purpose. So when that happens, it's kind of the universe starts organizing itself around you, because everything that's going on within you does exist in the quantum field. But the only reason we are feeling disconnected from it because it's outside our bodies and not inside our bodies. So as we start feeling into this, I like to say, why don't we ask an empowering question, which could sound like, if all my needs were met and everything was taken care of and I had the most optimal health, what would I enjoy doing that would recharge me, that will give me inspiration, that will actually allow me to express this beautiful, loving essence that I feel within me. And it doesn't feel like work. And I would do it for free. But then, go ahead.
No, I was going to say that's so beautiful, because I find that I always get answers when I'm practicing self-love. Any act of self-love. Could be a bath. Baths are magical for me. But like anytime I'm having fun, which is a high vibration, I get answers. So yes, like what you're saying is to ask the question and then tap into that frequency.
Yeah, and so when it's really chaotic and there's lots of just craziness going on, it's pretty hard for us to get to that high vibe. And I love this because I hear you say this, you got to pattern interact. What do? Some of us, it's dancing. Some of us, it's physically moving the body and going to clean the cobwebs or shredding some paper or just getting a small section where we clean out our closet, maybe our junk drawer. The fact that we start doing something that relaxes the neural pathway of that stress, that pressure, now you can breathe. And once you're not really thinking of a solution, and then you get to a state where you could play and have bliss and have joy, this is where the dancing comes in, because we have bodies that are designed to move. And really raising your hands, doing this, actually expands your heart chakra. If you put it on your crown, it's your crown chakra that activates. So this dancing, and then if you start moving your hands, crossing your body, our energy crosses. So naturally, our body is designed to start reducing stress by movement and crossing our hands and our body. So just movement will really just free you up. And then when you're in that state where you're not frustrated about the bill or somebody cutting you off while driving or somebody didn't take the trash out on any other stuff, then you can say, what would my greatest excitement be when I look at this? What is the best resolution in the highest good of all? And you want it to be nice, good of all, because if others are involved, you want all of you to benefit. Then the universe will start bringing synchronicities, opportunities. This can come in a form of a book, a song, on the TV. It could be you getting an idea. It could be you seeing a sign. So it's not always you hear God's voice talking, but God is talking to you through other people and things. So just kind of pay attention when you ask.
Absolutely. And a couple of things came to me when you were saying that. It's really not finding your purpose. It's not lost. Your purpose is not lost. You just forgot because we've gotten disconnected from who we are. So it's just remembering what's your purpose. And you were talking about the cross body exercises and moving hands and dancing. It's amazing for that. But it's like we tend to like pretend that all the things we did when we were little don't matter. But just think about how important it is for a baby to crawl. And you hear neurologists saying they need to crawl so they have that cross body functioning so the neurons can fire the right way. And it's like, go back to when you were little and what things do you like to do? Like I remember, as far as I can go, I used to play like I was this big speaker and in this big stage, and I can imagine everyone there waiting and, you know, standing ovation. Since I was little, like I always had that dream. And I am convinced now that is the way I'm going to reach my billion people.
Yes.
So it's just remembering, right? Like going back. And because I have this say that I apply to a lot of things, you cannot find what you believe is lost, right? So your purpose is not lost. You don't have to go try to find it. It's just remembering, connecting to who you are. I love that, Fatou. So beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And I like what you just said about you cannot find what is lost. And if it is lost, that means it's non-existent in your field. So when we really are looking for a purpose, and truly I spent like a whole week just really thinking about this. What is my brand? Because I've kind of evolved a lot. And after my trip to Egypt and being back, a lot of things have changed. The way I simulate energy, the way I'm showing up for myself outside others. And then I was like, what is my brand? And before then, I think brand is the clothing that you wear, or the car that you drive, or the house that you live in. Yes, those things are a part of you. But then I really came down to this really beautiful awareness. And I heard this, I can't remember who said it, was they the way they define brand is how you make people feel when they interact with you.
Mm.
And I thought, wow.
Well, I know how I feel when I'm in your presence. So.
And totally resonated with me. So even if we find our purpose now, let's also be open that just like seasons in nature, our purpose sometimes may evolve and expand, but our core values might always remain the same. Mm-hmm. And the more we go up in love, there are values that really support everybody that's involved, from the person that's project managing, creating resources, the person that's showing up, doing the podcast, the person that has to make sure the technology is working, the person that has to do the marketing, the person that has to feed your meals, the person that has to the whole team. And then if you can define your values and your purpose, then as you start expanding, you'll be looking at what kind of team members do you want to bring in and how do they support that. So your purpose could be something just personally, like, I really want to feel good, because when I feel good, I am able to walk my dog. I am able to be present and smile at people because I'm not in so much pain. And as you really start healing aspects of yourself, because not everybody needs healing. There's a place where the healing is done. You're just unfolding and uncovering yourself. And then you're like, this is so good. I want to share with others.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then as you start sharing with others, 1 turns into 2, 60, 100, 300. Now you're going to need a whole group of people to help support these beautiful souls. So our purpose could be also to facilitate and provide jobs for others, so we can extend their lifestyle, so they can be able to provide for their kids and their needs.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to be in the spotlight, right? But you need all types of support.
We do.
Yeah.
And there are people that really thrive so much at being behind the scenes. I'm kind of one of those. I like the behind the scenes, but sometimes I also have to come to the front. But behind the scenes is just so beautiful. It's just like you're supporting behind the scenes, and it doesn't really matter because it's all about who you're serving and how they're feeling and them getting the results. And sometimes we have to play those roles where we're supporting character and where we're leading. So knowing which season your purpose is in, because you might be the only leader. And it gets really exciting when you find that where you're going, nobody else has been there but you. And you have to kind of, trailblaze and create the path for everybody coming behind you.
You got to go beyond what's certain.
I know. It's an exciting journey when it gets there. It really is, because you grow so much and you learn so much.
I like what you said about finding the joy, finding the happiness. One of my very first exposures to, the world of manifestation, it wasn't even so much energy, but just manifestation in general, was with Abraham Hicks. And there was like one phrase that stuck with me, and it has like, that changed my life at that point. Like that was like the one transformation I needed back then, 15 years ago. And it was that everything you want, the money, the car, the relationships, the job, the business, everything you want it because you think that by having it, you will be happier. Right. So what I took out of that is, wait a second, what if I can be happy right now? Mm-hmm. I don't have to wait to be this or do that. What if I can be happy right this second? And so I have taken in my mission, in my transformation, to make happy my basement. If I'm not happy, I check in. What's going on, Carmen? Right?
Yeah.
And that has helped me connect and tap and transform and grow in ways that literally 10 months ago, I couldn't even dream about.
And in the world of energy healing, that's the first evidence of actually having connected and put down that desire into your reality is you immediately notice a change in the way you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like, whoa. So if you're really wanting that perfect health, your body starts feeling really good. If you're really wanting that promotion, that home, that lover, your body and your cells start feeling the joy and just the way it would feel as it would if it's in that situation. And that's how you become the magnet. Because now your cells are like little antennas being out, pulling all those beautiful things to you. And this is where, like, within an hour, you have a manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
What happened because your states changed and your cells kind of are vibrating at that frequency. It can be that fast.
Well, this is something I want to make sure people understand, because people think that manifestation is the actual being able to touch something. And I'm going to challenge everyone here, because the minute you can think about something, you have manifested it. Because thoughts become things by your emotions and the actions that you put out. So as you were saying, like, you tap into that frequency of love, that energy, and you have an idea, even if you have no clue of how you're going to make it fruition, that idea is the first sign of a manifestation. So you celebrate the idea, and then you start tapping into it, right? And connecting. How does it fit with your values? How does it match with your purpose? And it's like a puzzle. I love to do puzzles.
Yeah, and then you just follow that intuitive ping, a guidance. So suddenly you take an exit. Go to the coffee shop, maybe 3 blocks away, not the one that's right by you. Maybe go to the bookstore, maybe go to a different market. You don't know why you're going there, but your body that's so intelligent already knows and is orchestrating all that for you.
Yes. So that's all great, but I have to say that energy has a lot to do with, I mean, for me, definitely, how my lives have completely, dramatically changed, like 180 completely. And you have been a big part of it. And I went with Fatou virtually. I wish I would have gone in person, but I went virtually with Fatou to Egypt in this was it like 12 days, 16 days? It was a lot of days. But you added more days, bonus days at the end.
Yeah,
but
it's a total of 16 days.
It was 16 days of energy, healing, activations, integration, beautiful, everything. And I hope she actually makes it available for more people, because when you play with energy, time and space don't matter. So the power is there. And so, do you want to talk a little bit about your Egypt retreat and the beautiful things that happened, and how, because I feel that after that, I was so clear on what I'm here to do. So my purpose.
It's really, really amazing. I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. So I actually never planned on going to Egypt. Like when last year began, I suddenly was busy working, doing retreats as usual. And I started feeling this pull, and my schedule kind of worked out that way that I started going to ancient sites out here in the US. And mainly in Colorado, I went to the ancient ruins. I went to Mesa Verde. I went to the Four Corners. And it was just fun without me being aware, but these sites and grid lines were calling me to start actually activating and clearing some of these processes through me. And I'm very big at managing my energy and really tuning in and seeing what I need to do. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. I just follow it because I have evidence that it works very well. And Egypt came up. I said, yes, I'm going to go to Egypt. And initially, I thought we were going to travel with everybody. Then I got guided to say I should offer it as a virtual retreat. And what ended up unfolding was that we got a lovely bonus to where I ended up at Stonehenge first to start with the trip and the virtual ascension. So I did this beautiful healing and clearing, and it's actually free. And you guys are welcome to it. I'll send it to you, comments, so we can give it to people so they could listen to the Stonehenge clearing and healing. Very powerful. I think that's where the alchemic process started, because my first site when I got to Egypt was the pyramids. the pyramids of Saqqara and the pyramids of Giza. Now, pyramid energy is fire energy. That's why I would say the lead was being purified to turn into gold. That was very, very powerful. I mean, the king's chamber was amazing. The queen's chamber was also truly magical. But what ended up happening is we went down to the well. That's why I got the message I am to start working more with the water element, which of course you got to experience more in my full moon healing last Sunday. So then I started getting schooled into working with the different elements because I worked so much with water. We went to Abu Simbel. This is where King Ramesses and built two temples, one for himself and one for his beautiful, lovely wife Nefertiti. So as the sun is rising, you could see it. That one was very impactful for me. That's why I felt like the divine masculine and feminine energy was coming into balance. And then when we got to Aswan, that's where, we went to the Isis temple. That was just, all the magic, the goddess energy, the mother, the queen that holds this beautiful energy. I can't even describe it. And I don't know, Carmen, how did you feel when I went? I mean, this is like day 3. My whole entire life changed. I was just in this frequency of all-knowing, and the energy I would describe was very precision and very accurate. It wasn't like floaty or just out there. You just had this pure knowingness. And there was this beautiful thing when we got to the Isis temple. There were these white flowers and almost like a beautiful perfumey kind of fragrance in the air. And one of the things was that actually the goddess Isis likes mirrors. So you could do a lot of work and alchemy in the mirrors. I have some beautiful pictures that I shared with you guys. And then we went to Laksa. We went to the Valley of Kings. It was like, what I really was amazed with was at the Valley of Kings, they're still excavating new sites and new temples and tombs. And I'm like, oh my God, how long has this been? How amazing and wonderful that the ancient left those things for us. And one of the things that our tour guide said, Egypt is not just for Egyptians, it's for everybody. The ancient people left all this advanced technology for us to really learn from. And what I could say is, you're just listening to my voice with Carmen. We are housing such beautiful, potent energy that we are now grid points where we live to actually activate those areas and carry this energy within us. You will find that you start feeling a little bit of remembrance in your body and just a knowingness or call to like, I want more. I want to discover this. That's just your inner self remembering because you're in the presence of very familiar energy. I was going
to say something because and I know you've gone through this, so maybe you want to touch on that too. I lost all my journaling from the 16 days. Like, yes, the story is long, but I lost the journaling. But I had the most powerful healings that I ever experienced, and I have had, life healings and all kind of stuff. This was so powerful, and I had so many vivid visions of things. And
downloads. Talk about you getting specific downloads.
Yes.
For certain ways of healing modalities and just functioning through life. You actually even resigned from your job.
I did, and it was.
And I was still in Egypt.
So when my the stage of awakening that I'm today, and I've talked about the stage of awakening, but the state that I am, it sort of started like about a year ago, where I was having all these questions, and I do want to go back to Egypt since you bring this up. I started asking all these questions that you mentioned at the beginning. Is like, why am I doing this? What do I want in life? And it was so painful. So I was kind of like, shutting it down. Like, but then it became so in my face, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
you're gonna ignore the feeling, but let me slap you a little bit. And I even put I put a picture in social media about like all the highs that, so it was becoming physical. My relationships were crumbling, and my life was a complete disaster. Yeah, I had the money, had the job, all things I've been working so hard to get, but everything else was a disaster. So, you know, I started in this journey. I met Fatou in the way in my journey, and my life changed. But what happened?
My life changed.
Yeah, my life changed. So I had made the decision, or let me say, I had put an intention that I wanted to do something else. And you know what? It was so beautiful. The other day, my husband told me that he's never seen me this happy. This is my job. Like what I'm doing right now, this is my job. I'm helping people with, you know, their mindset and in their energy and their futures. And this is what makes me happy. And so the fact that he's such a big supporter and recognizes just, it's so beautiful to me. But I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. And while Fatou is in Egypt and I'm taking, you know, getting real life. And by the way, I have to say, you did a fantastic job. It was so beautiful because, you know, not only we had all this energy that you were sending in, like, I'm telling you, the most powerful healing I ever had in my life was one of those days. I wish I remember which was, but because my journal got lost, and you know what?
Intertwined.
This is another thing that I have learned. You know, I didn't freak out. There's a reason why I don't have the journal. Yeah. Maybe it was too constrained and I was gonna lash to something. Maybe it was way big, you know, I don't know, but it is lost. One of those healings was amazing. They were all amazing, but one was like, I really felt you were pulling everything out of me that didn't belong there anymore. And probably like a day or two after that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm just quitting. I cannot take it anymore. And I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm just going to jump. I'm jumping. I'm going to the island and I know I'm going to land there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens when you connect to your higher self, to your purpose, and you're in that such high vibrational state that people is like, oh my God, it's so scary. Yes, it was scary, but I wasn't scared because I knew that everything was going to be okay.
And, you know, I really like that you say that because this is why we need people to support us when we're making this journey that have faith, that have created results. You have the evidence that when you get to that point, the feeling is in your body. Now you know it, that once you jump, no matter what it is, it's going to be okay because it's always the next level to the next level to the next level. That's just the human design. It's always that. And I found that I've been able to look at the patterns when I made the most craziest jumps was when I got the most ascension and the more grounding, the more knowingness. And going back to losing things, I've told you, well,
you're always losing things.
Lost that journal. I actually left my computer in my backpack back in Aswan, and I had all these channeled messages for all these beautiful souls. And that's because my higher self knew that I really needed to integrate for at least a month when I came back from Egypt. And my plan was not to do that. And I'm sitting and pondering because my bag is back there. By the way, it made it with everything in it, nothing missing. So thank you, people, for bringing it to me. What I realized is that that information that I access is readily available for me to access at any point. Yes, it's nice to write things down, but no, I can go back and access that. Why am I saying this? And come on, you're like, I hope you make it available for people. People have been asking. So I'm going to make a promise. We're going to make it available for people to purchase it. And it's 16 days of clearings and activations. Yes, I'll throw in the bonus healing from the Stonehenge and the bonus healing from the Red Sea as well as a compliment. And at first, I was very nervous to put it out there because I'm like, it's very powerful and people need the support. But then I was told it is very powerful and the right souls that are ready for this will find it. And this is why you came. This is why we had you do a virtual ascension. And I'm going back again in November, so you can come physically this time.
Oh yeah, I put the intention already.
Yeah, so it's
I told Ben, and he's like, let's go.
yeah, probably. You know, I was born in Africa. I just, Egypt is in Africa, so I never really thought about it. I always went back home. I just never wandered too far from home. But being in Egypt was just so amazing, and the people are wonderful, the sights, the sound, and you can really tell when you get to these temples or the pyramids, the energy, you can feel the pyramid energy. You can feel the Hathor temple. Dandra was so beautiful. The most colorful temple was the temple of Hathor, lots of blue. But Dandra is the fertility. Even the soil is plush, and you can feel this is where you multiply and have all this abundance. And Hathor actually was one of the goddesses one of the tombs that is in the museum, the three goddesses that stand around it. And it's really nice to see how they all worked together. And I asked, I'm like, wow, there are all these temples. Where did these people live? But they valued so much their connection to spirit and source energy that they invested so much time in their temples. So we didn't see any palaces.
You know what? I can only imagine, but I will experience it this November. I can only imagine how powerful it is. So I don't know if everyone knows, but I have a pyramid that I got where I meditate on there. I play my sound bowl healings on there, and I actually sometimes do healings from it. And it is so powerful. And this is just a copper, 8 little pieces of copper and making a pyramid, right?
But when you think about it, Carmen, all electric wires are made out of copper.
Yes.
So it's a powerful copper pyramid.
Yes.
Acting a lot of electricity, and your body is all electricity too.
Yes. My point was that the real pyramids, right? And in case you're new to energy, you don't know anything about pyramids, the energy that's harvested on their pyramid has been proven to heal and prolong life. I mean, there is a reason why these kings wanted to be buried here. It's not coincidence. And that's what, these bodies, however many years ago, I'm not even going to try to butcher history. My favorite topic. So I don't know the years, but whenever that happened, that, they wanted to have this, and the inspiration and the connection that they had to, other dimensions, and to all that it is and source, to be able to build these amazing infrastructures that nobody can deny that exist, right? So when it comes to like, oh no, like they use machines, no, we know they didn't use machines, and they are perfectly centered and aligned with the sun and the moon and the all the cardinal points of the earth. Even if it's just for curiosity, everyone should go, I think. I was trying to say, and I got caught up myself, but when I was saying how beautiful job you did, the energy, the healings were so powerful. But I love how you also gave us, a sample of what you were experiencing. So when you make this available to people, it's like you're going to Egypt with Fatou. Like, she took the time to film, this is where I am today. And there was some beautiful music behind. It was just, you did a fantastic job.
Thank you. Yes, it was. When I was in the desert, I had no signal whatsoever. And it was beautiful to ride in the desert. I was just like free and just loving it. And so when I would get to the hotel, I tried to upload everything. And I actually have quite a lot of other footage and documentation that I probably need to put into something and make it for everybody to watch and just experience. Egypt definitely changed my entire life. Mm-hmm. I am asking more empowering questions that are not self-centered anymore. Mm-hmm. My heart is fully open and really encompassing this new love that's ready to serve but never sacrificing myself. And also knowing that when I am going through my human moments and points, I can for sure say, I am tired, I need rest. Or today I need love and affection. I want to spend more time with my children, or maybe with my cat, or I just want to sit and read a book. Like after I'm done with you this weekend, I'm just gonna relax and take care of myself and not be crazy. I'm already feeling springy.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's just something in the air. And I was telling my kids, like I woke up yesterday and today, and it's so palatable now. I can tell when there's a shift and a difference. And I was trying out a new technique. I think it worked. That I've kind of like maybe heard from different people and kind of actually downloaded. And I'm highly fascinated with the quantum field. And so I was playing around with some manifestations and seeing where they are in the quantum field and how do I actually. I heard this beautiful statement from Bill McKenna. He was talking about if you have a desire, it is somewhere in the quantum field. But if you have the desire, it's already in your chakras grounded. And I was highly fascinated with that, with how do we actually using all these beautiful techniques that I know, with sacred geometry and timeline shifting and time bending and quantum leaping to really house those beautiful desires that are high vibrational, but also when we have a desire, when we feel into it and we run it through our heart chakra, we might find that, wow, I guess I really didn't want that. And then we can clear the energy of that desire. How cool is that?
I love that.
I do.
Yeah. What if it's something that, you have outgrown already, right?
That's what I'm saying. Because usually we just talk about I want. But like you see, Carmen, like when did we meet? About 6 months ago?
Like August. It was August.
Oh my God. So not that long.
It feels like it was 10,000 years ago. So I'm sure we've met.
We have past lives together. But look at how quickly your life has changed. So with you guys, don't be surprised that you spent some time listening to me and Carmen, and suddenly things that would take you 2 years, you have it in a week. Then what? Don't worry, that's when we start going deeper into our heart center and really rediscovering and remembering why we came to Earth. Beautiful place to be. Because now you're like feeling into a grander scheme of things. And the veil is very thin now.
I love it. I love it so much. And we're going to put here in the description of the podcast all the ways you can connect with Fatou. Her website, she also has an evergreen, beautiful healing that you can get. She's going to give us the information for Egypt and the Stonehenge healing. And coming soon. She has a book coming soon. You talk about reading the book. You want to talk about your book?
It's not a whole book. I wrote a chapter for a book. It's called Inspired Connections. It's coming out in March. I co-authored this with a beautiful, brilliant souls that are just sharing their story about inspired connections. I can't wait for you guys to see. There's a beautiful treat in there. It's also got some techniques on how I collapse and bend time and actually house in real time some of my manifestations and desires.
I can't wait to have my hands in that book.
I know. I'm like, but this is what we're talking about. When you really activate your heart space, even if you have no idea what it is that you want, and you lean into your heart and you allow that to lead you, it's always going to take you to beautiful places that are just beneficial for everybody. I didn't set out to say, oh, 2022, I'm going to Egypt, I'm going to write a chapter. No, those things were brought to me because I've managed to be in resonance with my greatest excitement at all times. Absolutely. So I invite you guys to really just get into that space where there's all the time and there's no time. There's just now, this present moment. How can I be blissful and happy?
That's so beautiful. And remembering that the reason you are so desperately trying to find your purpose, again, everything you want it because you think that by having it, you'll be happy.
Yes.
What about being happy today? And when you actually raise your vibration to that frequency, then everything in that frequency is accessible to you, including figuring out your purpose.
Yes, you said it perfectly, Carmen. I love it. Totally. And for some of us that are feelers, it's easy for us to feel into things, but Carmen give us the words for what we're looking for and how we go about it. Because sometimes I've noticed I don't have a lot of words. I can just feel into the energy, but definitely being happy now is really the key, the golden key.
That's so beautiful. Is there anything else, Fatou, that you want our viewers, listeners, everyone to know that's going?
I just want to say thank you. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but there's no accidents. You were supposed to be here to spend some time with me and the beautiful Carmen. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings. May the joy always be with you and find you in all that you do.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being here with us in this third episode of Living Intentionally. And we're going to put all the links for Fatou and how to connect with her. And I'll see you next week in another exciting episode. Love you.